We are about 20 minutes out here from the grand reveal, the big debut of the trailer. For those of you watching on YouTube, if you did click in and you just want to skip all this preamble, everyone who's watching live, imagine I edited in a timestamp here. Okay, all the YouTube people will get a timestamp. Click here to see the trailer. See what I'm getting really good. I'm getting really good at the logistics. Do you see what I'm doing? See what I'm doing? It's good, isn't it? So yeah, click to 58 minutes for me to shut up talking and get to the trailer. Yeah, so you want to skip all that and just watch the trailer reaction, do that. But for those of you who are here live, let's have an old chit chat because here's why I wanted to start this early and not just do and not just watch the trailer, because I want to talk about what do people expect and in particular, I mean, let's just talk about it. Let's just do the elephant in the room, okay? Like, what's the Pratt voice going to be? And I'll put mine forth, okay? I'm going to put my predictions forth here for you guys, and you guys can all sound off in the chat, and I'll read them off as they come in. I'm putting it at about 60%, okay? So kind of most likely, but I'm not committing too much to it. I think it is going to be generic, slightly high-pitched, animated protagonist Chris Pratt voice, like in the Lego movie. I think that's what he's going to do. I don't think there'll even be an affected Italian accent. I think it's just going to be Chris Pratt voice. That's what I think, okay? I would then put it at about, like, 25% that he will do a fake Charles Martinet wacky Italian voice. I'm not saying it's a write-off, but I just can't picture it in 2022. I just don't think he's going to do a fake Italian accent for 90 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen. And then, what percentage am I at? My fucking maths are horrible. And then I would put it at about 15% chance we get, like, something else, right? Something completely off the wall that we weren't expecting. There were some weird quotes going around, I think from, like, the Illumination CEO, that the thing Chris has done with this role is unlike anything you've ever seen. So maybe there's a chance the movie starts up like, hey, it's me, I'm Mario. You get the fuck away from that fucking princess. Maybe he'll do some fucking deep-voiced action hero voice. So we'll put unknown at 15%. Wacky fake Charles Martinet at around 20, and I'm gonna go 60% generic Chris Pratt protagonist voice. You know, maybe slightly higher pitched because he's doing a children's voice, a bit more energetic. And okay, come on, Luigi, we gotta go. A little. That's what I'm thinking. You know, that's what I think is most likely. I just cannot picture in my head them putting this fucking movie out and having him do, oh mamma mia, oh I'm making a Parks and Rec. I used to be the fat, and now I'm the super. I'm jacked, and oh my god, I love him, my Jesus. You know, I just don't see them doing that. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I'm sitting on it. Based on the publicity image they put out, which is on screen for the direct right now, the one you probably all saw where it's like Mario, the back of Mario, and he's looking at the kingdom. I think this is going to be a relatively faithful, relatively safe animated movie. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be no weirdness. There's going to be no Bob Hoskins movie style wacky shit. I think they're just gonna make a very safe Illumination film. That's what I'm predicting. And that's obviously the right way to go. I'm predicting there will be a needle drop in the film. Sorry, in the trailer. There will 100% be one in the trailer, and I'll say there'll probably be one in the film. And I'm going to say there'll probably be at least one reference to karting or the various other Mario games, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of kart reference. So that's my predictions, and I'm fascinated to see what we actually get. I will scroll up here and see what the chat makes of that. Yeah, so Brewhaven says a slight accent, maybe not as strong as Charles Martinet. It's a tough balance to find, because how is he going to do like a little bit of a one? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, I suppose not to relitigate certain issues, but he is a Brooklyn man, so I guess he could be a New Yorker. You know what I mean? Yeah, Jen actually, God, I took the words right out of your mouth. He said he's thinking New Yorker as well, which is you know, very likely. Charles Martinet's the narrator. I heard Charles Martinet had a role in the movie. I did not know he was the narrator. Is that true? Is that confirmed? I had not heard that. That would be great. That would be really great if that was the way. Steiner math. No, I got it right. I said what? 60, 25, and 15. Is that right? That's 100, isn't it? I did terrible at maths, so Pratt to do Joel's voice from Last of Us. See, that's the thing. When they started saying he's going to do something really weird, it's like, okay, maybe he's going to be really gruff. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, maybe they will go completely off the wall. But based on the promotional image they put out, I think they're going for you know, I was about to say loyalty to the source material about a fucking Mario movie. I mean, it's just not as good as the books. Do you know what I mean? In the books, you know, Peach cheats on him with Luigi, but he forgives him. There's a whole nuanced thing going on there. The movie just didn't cover it, and I was really disappointed. And you know, there was creative differences on set. You know, they originally had Coppola penned for it, but it just didn't work out. You know, I guess perhaps we're putting way too much time and energy into this. But hey, listen, they're the ones making the movie. English accent in tribute to Bob. I always forget Bob Hoskins is English. Hank Hill ass, of course, has been much discussed on the poster. For folks who have not seen the poster, I'll bring the here's the direct. This is the promotional image that they released like yesterday. It was just or 2 days ago. They literally just released this image and said, "Hey, the trailer's coming." So they kind of went from 0 to 60 real quick on that. So yeah, so I mean, I think the Sonic movie did change everything as well. I think that's the reason this is even happening. You know what I mean? I mean, there's obviously been talks about a Mario movie for a very long time, but I feel like the existence and success of the Sonic thing really changed it. Yeah, I think. I mean, and now we're just getting into full on movie predictions. I have to imagine they'll go a similar route, and you know, I think there'll be because in the cast list that they've already released, I'll just lose the stream at the moment. They haven't put out Wario. Okay, so they haven't said there's a Wario. They haven't said Waluigi. We've got Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Bowser, Peach, Toad, and that's it. So they could absolutely, and look, you're making a modern blockbuster, so you know they're gonna have a post-credit scene. You could do Wario, you could do Waluigi, you could do Donkey Kong Jr., you could do Diddy Kong, you could do anything. Do you know? I mean, could they? Oh, hang on, now I've got it right. Could they do a post-credit scene where they tease a Smash movie? And it's like something, you know, they just about stop Bowser, but his weapon goes off and it opens a portal, and you know, fucking Link and Kirby and Metroid come through it. Metroid, I've done it there. I've made the classic mistake. Samus is what I meant. You know, did they announce Yoshi? Who's Yoshi? Have they announced Yoshi for this? Jenda says he probably jumps over the Donkey Kong barrels in the opening sequence. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good guess. Oh, Mickey, Bruham's predicting Yoshi. Yoshi's a great prediction. They will. You know what? I would probably even go so far as to say maybe not post credits. Yoshi might just be in the movie like halfway through as a big reveal, and all the 40-year-olds are going to go, yeah, Yoshi. The kids, I know these games are still super popular and they sell gangbusters, but like, do kids care about Mario? That's the real question. Do you know what I mean? Do kids get fucking super hyped for Mario games? They probably do. I'm probably overestimating how old we all are. We're having with a confident yes in the chat. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying they don't, but I guess it's just it doesn't feel as on fire as other brands with the youth. You know what I mean? Then his 4-year-old is obsessed. Okay, that's perfect demographic for an Illumination film. You know, I guess it does. Ruhaven says my nephews don't have any Nintendo consoles, but they care about Mario. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. Fair enough. I'm childless as of this recording, so I will take everyone's real world experience to heart. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's in that sweet spot where I suppose if it is still relevant with kids, and they put out those phone games the last couple of years, which obviously a lot of people turned their nose up at, but they were still successful. People played the shit out of those phone games, and I imagine there was a great groundswell of kids playing Mario, possibly for the first time on those things. So I suppose they're in that sweet spot where it's still relevant, but then you've got 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds who are still bet into Mario. We're going to go see this movie on opening day. So they are in that sweet spot, yeah. So yeah, I think. I mean, this is not a prediction at all. This is like locked in, absolute, objective fact. The Pratt voice is what's going to be talked about. If it's good, bad, or in the middle, it's all anyone's going to talk about once this trailer's out. But my anticipation outside of the Pratt thing, I feel like when it's all said and done, we're going to watch the trailer and be like, looks all right. If it wasn't a Mario movie, none of us would be paying attention. It's probably going to be like a perfectly fine kids movie. Do you know what I mean? There's always the chance it can overachieve like the Lego movie did, which I remember like coming out of the Lego movie, like maybe one of the most like bowled over I've ever been, but I think that's because I had no expectations. So there's always the chance that that Mario could be the same, but we won't count those chickens until we get the trailer. We're about 5 minutes out here, by the way, if anyone's wondering. They said 9:05, which is a very specific, or 1:05, I guess, if it's Pacific time. Yeah, so there's definitely. So I did say earlier there's going to be a needle drop. What needle drop? Hard to say. I'm not too sure. Blinding Lights is a great shout. TikTok by Kesha's, that's passe. I think that's, and I'm actually surprised. I don't even think that's had an ironic comeback. Do you know what I mean? I think kids don't know what that is. Again, I'm speaking out of school here. I don't have kids, but I feel like that is not trendy, nor is it ironically back in. Do you know what I mean? I'm also surprised it has not had a TikTok social media app comeback. My camera is a little bit off center here. Once again, relatively new setup. I'm not going to talk at all about the setup tonight. I spent half of the stream last night talking about it, but we'll just camera all lined up. There I am, nice and centered. I'm the real cinematographer. I'm the director of photography for the Mario movie, by the way. Mario was a delight on set. I feel like because of all the conversations about, I think Chris Pratt gobbled up all the discourse. I don't know if this is a spicy take or not. I think the rest of the casting is great. I really like it. I think it's like I think Jack Black and Keegan-Michael Key. It's like that's great. That's great. Those are fun choices. Everything's a little bit on the nose. Like they've gotten all the super popular people, Seth Rogen, Anya Taylor-Joy, but they're good. I can picture them having fun with these roles. I think it is literally just the Pratt albatross. And I absolutely don't have a hot take on him. I'm right there with everyone else. Guardians is good. I like it, but I'm super over the guy. And I tried my hard. I've never liked Parks and Rec. I've watched 2 seasons. I don't get it. I don't understand why that is thought of as this great legendary sitcom up there in the pantheon with the other ones. All right, I chuckled a couple of times. I really did not understand the hype around that show, So but that's another topic for another stream. Jump Van Halen. Oh wow, Mark coming in with a great pick. Does Luigi run away scared from a ghost? I think maybe not in the trailer, but does that happen in the film? I'd say there's a good chance. I think there's a great chance for all that kind of stuff as a little background bit or one-off jokes to pop the olds. I think that's going to happen for sure. I think, yeah, I mean, I can understand why people roll their eyes in general because it's that whole, we casted a bunch of hilarious choices for celebrities as picks, and it's like, that is tiresome. I think everyone's kind of over the jam-packed celebrity lineup for animated films, but I think this particular selection of choices, I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Mark's saying Parks and Rec gets good after the second season. Listen, you'll never win me around with, you got to give it 3 seasons. You'll never win me around with that. I never buy into that. Let's switch over to the stream here because we're about 5 minutes out, or 3 minutes out even. Yeah, look, Hollywood voice actors are a thing, and I totally agree with that. But I think it's just we live in very cynical, cost-averse era where people are like, you have to have stars attached to it, which is a shame. You know what I mean? Just get the voice actors in. So yeah, we're about 2 minutes out here. I'll just refresh the stream. Whoa! I pressed the wrong thing. That's the first time in this new era of Barry streaming that I've pressed the wrong button, but we're still here. I'm just going to refresh the YouTube stream so I'm as up to date as possible. Because obviously, I don't want you guys to start getting it before I do, and then you're going crazy in the chat and I can't see anything. All right, I just refreshed it there. I do like Adam Scott. I'm going to try and stop touching. I've got a bad habit I've developed last night that I'm trying to get out is touching the microphone arm. Okay, so I am going to try and stop doing that. it's like my favorite thing I've gotten in the last year, including the house. I just love this microphone. I just love having a microphone arm. It's cool. Desert the Dragon, you're just in time for some super freaking Mario. No relation to Seth freaking Rollins. All right. We ain't got a countdown on stream, but I'm assuming it's just going to tick over in a few minutes. Yeah, there's no timer on the stream, but Nintendo are usually pretty good on this kind of thing. I'm sure it's gonna roll in just a second. Rollins should play Waluigi in the sequel. That is fantastic. That is a great shout. He's got the laugh. He already has the laugh. That's great. That is great. And he already has the outfit. He could happily. I wouldn't be surprised if he came out in a purple Waluigi. What are they? Dungarees, I guess you'd call them. This is a Pseudo Tac ST900. That is the microphone arm, and it came with the microphone, which I think is like the best sounding microphone I've ever used in my year of streaming. I love this. This is like my favorite thing I've gotten. It's great. I have been posting, and I will continue to work on. Oh, forget about that, guys. Let's get down to business. Are we going to jump straight in?
Hello,
no.
Everyone.
Okay.
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. As we previously mentioned, in today's Nintendo Direct, we'll reveal the first trailer for the Super Mario Bros. Animated movie for the very first time. This Nintendo Direct is also being broadcast simultaneously at New York Comic Con. Hello, New York Comic Con.
It's also being broadcast simultaneously on twitch.tv/Barry.
The original Mario Bros. Game was released in Japan. Today,
hello, New York Comic Con.
We're playing Mario games. Thank you all so much. Finally, the world of Super Mario Bros. Will become an animated movie. We've been working on this movie together with Chris Meledandri from Illumination for a long time, from brainstorming and all the way through production. The time flew by as we
Miyamoto is like the only video game executive you can't be smarmy about. He's just nice, and he's also like legitimately super talented and like actually makes games. You know.
Partner for the movie. Let's bring him in. Chris-san.
Thank you, Miyamoto.
I was wondering if they would do this, which is preamble with a bunch of chatting.
Michael Jelinek, Aaron Horvath, and the entire Illumination crew of artists. When I tell you that producing the Super Mario Brothers movie with you...
Are the sound levels okay, guys, before the actual trailer starts? Is everything okay?
Absolute privilege. Our crew is filled with Mario fanatics, and they're bringing the very best of their talent to this film every day. Next week,
turn it up a smidge.
Animation.
Will do.
We're knee-deep into lighting and compositing.
All right.
Composer
a little bit more
Brian
game
Tyler
audio for there.
heads to the scoring stage in just 11 days.
Wait, did they say they haven't finished
Working
animating it
hand-in-hand
yet?
with
I'm
Koji
surprised
Kondo
at that.
To integrate classic themes from the game into the film score. Miyamoto-san
This is the head of
over
Illumination,
7 years
isn't it?
Since we first started talking about making this movie together.
He's the Miyamoto of
It
film.
is thrilling to finally
All
be
right.
here to show the very first look at footage with Mario fans at Nintendo Direct and at New York Comic Con.
I didn't even know New York Comic Con was going
Shall
on.
we go ahead and introduce some of our cast?
Okay, Chris-san. Now, I'll introduce two of the stars from this movie.
Who they got?
Both
Pratt,
of
obviously.
them love Nintendo games and made this into a really
Pratt and
fun
Taylor
movie.
Joy, I'll say they got.
Are you ready?
Growing up, man, I spent
There he is.
hours of my life stomping.
Chris, can you get that camera a little bit closer to your face, brother? I can't quite see up your nose. A bit closer, please, Chief.
Laundromat. And then, of course, it came out on Nintendo, and I played that, maybe years of my life. It's an honor, truly, to
Blur out the Bibles.
those memories.
What the fuck is going on back there, Chris?
It's been a lifelong dream of mine to become Mario. That dream, like all dreams, faces one critical challenge. As in the film, I must face off against an utterly ruthless scene stealer. Every great hero needs a diabolical enemy, and I promise you, I could not have been paired with the more perfect king of the Koopas, Bowser, and my friend, the great and hilarious, supremely talented Mr. Jack Black.
There he is.
Chris, but I can't let you have all the fun.
The absolute boy.
Now it's time for us to make this moment all about me.
Everyone likes Jack Black, right? We all love Jack Black, right?
Preparing. Look at all this Koopa muscle I packed on. And this flowing mane doesn't just appear overnight.
Yeah, these look like cameos. These look like Miyamoto-san was like, hello, Chris. Here's 250 quid. Will you please say hello to my friends at New York Comic Con?
I am so proud to have been able to collaborate with you and Miyamoto-san.
Yeah, this...
as well as the entire Nintendo and Illumination team.
This is all Preamble. The trailer is the main thing, but this is like the weirdest Nintendo Direct ever.
Much love.
Peace out. Thank you, Chris.
Miyamoto's loving it. He was loving it.
Thank you all for waiting. Let's press the start button.
All right, here we go, boys. Oh, hell yeah. It's metal as hell. Oh, I think I just got there in Elden Ring. I haven't finished it yet, though.
The king of the Koopas!
Open the gates!
Oh shit, it's the fucking penguins we all killed on N64 when we were kids. Alright, we got one chuckle during the trailer. Alright, pretty good, pretty good.
Do you yield? I do not.
Okay, Jack Black's voice, that's pretty good. I like that so far.
I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
Say it. Say it to me. Say it, you little plumber bitch.
What is this place?
Regular Chris Pratt voice. I called it.
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
I like his little dungarees.
Kingdom, here we come.
There's a bit of New York. There's a bit of New York. He is doing it. He's doing a little bit of New York. Oh, is that it? Okay, that's it. Oh no, okay. Oh, we got Luigi dodging spookies. Okay. That was shorter than I was expecting, but that was all right.
I want to thank all of you for being part of this moment with us, and we're excited to share even more footage in the coming months.
I'm looking forward to it too. What do you think will happen during Mario's adventure?
That was simultaneously better than I was expecting, but also it was like
Production of the movie
really
is going
short.
well. Currently, like with any Nintendo game, we're working on the finishing touches. I hope you're looking forward to the next trailer. It'll be a great experience watching the
So it's just called the Super Mario Bros. Movie, fair enough.
Theaters. You'll get to see the Mushroom Kingdom on the big screen. Look closely and you'll spot things in all sorts of places. This
Okay.
film can be enjoyed by people of all ages, so I hope you'll get to
Okay,
a
so
movie
it's not
theater
rated
to cheer
R.
for
Okay.
Mario. That's all for today. We'll see you next spring in movie theaters. Thank you.
That was weird. I don't quite know what to make of that. I feel like it was like the quality of what they showed was not bad, but I thought if you're gonna do a big grandiose reveal, right, where you're doing a Nintendo Direct for the reveal of the first trailer, I thought it would be the usual kind of blockbuster trailer you get for 99% of films, which is the 2-minute thing with the montage and the swelling music and the couple of jokes. I'm really surprised they chose to build a direct around build a direct around like basically like a teaser. Do you know that I would this is all very nebulous classification, but I would call that as a teaser. You got like a reveal of Bowser, you got a reveal of Mario, who didn't even really say anything, but like check the box. We heard the voice, right? We heard the voice. That's the thing we were all here for. That's weird. I thought it looked good. I thought it looked good, but Nintendo gets this stuff right more than anyone else. They kicked off the direct craze, and everyone who's tried to imitate them has either failed spectacularly or kind of gotten better at it. Like Sony has had a lot of whiffs. Xbox has been okay, you know, but like when it comes to the actual consistency of a thing called what we would call a direct, Nintendo says this seems like just a really weird. I feel like Illumination could have just tweeted that video. Do you know what I mean? I feel like when you say we're doing a direct for this, it's kind of like, you know, here's the fucking thing. You know what I mean? You know, that's I would call that mildly disappointing. Even though animation looked good, the Bowser voice was good, and I mean I was only 60% confident in it, but I was right nonetheless. It's just Chris Pratt just talking into a microphone. It is just Chris Pratt talking into a microphone. Do you know what I mean? Which I guess what else could it be? He was, like I said, I just couldn't picture it. He was not going to be putting his fingers together and doing this for 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That was just not going to happen. But it's so funny that like everyone, I want to look up the quote that was like the Illumination boss was like, Chris has put something together for this role, the likes of which we have never seen before. You are going to be stunned, floored, taken aback by what Chris has crafted for this film. And it's just like he goes, "Hey everybody, I'm Mario." Okay, that just happened. It's a me, Mario. He's Star-Lord. Do you know what I mean? You know, yeah, and I suppose Snowboy says just get the guy to be Mario, as in I'm assuming you mean Charles Martinet. But that goes back to what we were saying just before they played it, which is just we live in the very cynical age of that the animated movies have to have the stars attached to them, which sucks. I mean, it's unfortunate. Even if the performances are good, it's just really unfortunate that it has to be, you know, you have to get the big name. You have to get this isn't even the first time Chris Pratt has been in one of these movies. You know, he's been in a fucking he's been in a movie. The other thing about one thing I will say about the concept of Charles Martinet is that he does a very people always underestimate, like really think about it. How much does Mario actually speak? I think that's a really deliberately done and correctly made decision by Nintendo. They have Charles Martinet doing that wacky voice, but he just speaks in sound bites. He just goes, "It's a me, ow, ah." I'm not even going to try and do it. You know what Mario sounds like when he falls and dies. Like, he's great, don't get me wrong. And if I had to pick between him and Chris Pratt, I'd probably pick him. But there's him being great, and then there's him doing it for 2 hours. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, he does go Yahoo. I'll give him that. You'll never hear me wrong his Yahooing skills. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, to reinforce something we were talking about before they played the trailer, that's feeling like it's just going to be a fun little, you know, 6, 7 out of 10 kids film, which is fine. You know, I'll sit here at 31 years old and say that as though I'm being wronged somehow, when in actuality, it's a children's film studio making a children's film. Yeah, I'm just more perplexed by the decision. I can't believe that was it. Do you know what I mean? I literally, if you'd asked me to guess a time before the start, I literally would have guessed twice as long as it actually was, and I also probably would have guessed the majority, if not all, of the cast members showing off. And now, in hindsight, now you can say, oh well, of course you always do a teaser before the trailer. But I'm kind of like, but again, I go back to it. I'm really surprised they did a direct for that. Like when people say Nintendo Direct, that means something. In fact, it's become a meme in the last year that people get too excited for directs. because they think the biggest games in the world are coming. And even if Nintendo says, hey, this is going to be an indie showcase, or hey, this is going to be a Pokemon showcase, people shit their pants when there's no Wind Waker remastered, you know what I mean? But here we are again. It's kind of like, I think Nintendo themselves doesn't understand the prestige that goes with the Direct name. Do you know what I mean? It has that E3 video game Christmas feel about it. I was really caught off guard by that. But anyway, movies need to have less dialogue nowadays. Anyways, hey, this is Snubble. You're not wrong there. I just rewatched. Here's a complete fucking 180 from the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I just rewatched A Ghost Story, which I loved even more a second time. I think it's the ultimate grower. It's the definition of you'll like it once, you'll love it when you watch it the second time. And there's like 5 lines in that movie or something. It's oh God, that's great. That is a great film. I have not seen the videos where Charles Martinet talks for half an hour. I feel like I'm getting a croaky throat just from imagining that. Wonder how it went down at the New York Comic Con. I'm sure because every single thing that has anything to do with a trailer or any piece of any nugget of footage to do with a major IP, I'm sure as soon as I open Twitter after this stream, there are live reaction reel videos all over Twitter and YouTube of I was about to say Hall H, but that's San Diego, whatever the fucking New York building is, of people screaming and shitting themselves, just screaming so hard it causes the audio to crackle on the phone recording. We're like, it's Luigi's Mansion, dude, that's Luigi's Mansion, dude. Holy fucking shit, that's Luigi's Mansion. Do you know what I mean? Just people going fucking insane. Just like I don't think those penguins were actually the penguins from N64, but people going, oh my fucking god, that's the fucking penguin I threw off the side of the cliff, he's back. Like, people will be doing that, and people will do that about every single piece of footage that comes out about this film, because it's going to be because it's a gigantic piece of IP. Do you know what I mean? On the Run. I want to just, now we're just talking about movies. I do want to get into like 80s cop movies more and Hong Kong martial arts films more. If we just move the conversation from Mario onto movie Blu-rays we want to buy. But I haven't rewatched Hard Boiled since I was like 14, and I really want to watch it again. I couldn't find a region appropriate Blu-ray when I went looking last time for whatever reason. But again, that's another conversation for another stream. Remember to make an NXT face for the thumbnail. Okay. Okay. I haven't done one of these in a few months, so okay. YouTube thumbnail face, but also it's someone just kicked out of a move I never win a match with. Okay. Super Mario just jumped on my mushroom. I mean, maybe I'll go thumbnail and title super negative. So I'll be like, this is Super Mario in the movie. Okay, that's a good one. Do another super positive one. This is Super Mario in the movie. Okay, that's good. I think I've got a couple to work with there. Yeah, okay. That's that is the Nintendo Direct, you know, a mixed bag. Oh my god, the cameos they got Chris Pratt and Jack Black to do. That's why the background was blurry on the Pratt one, is they had to get out the cameo logo, the fucking watermark. It does look promising. Like that's the thing. My hang-ups are on the weird, the length and the presentation. The content of the trailer looked fine. I had a chuckle. I thought the animation looked good. It looks like they're having some fun with it. Cool. As I think most people said when they announced the project and everyone saw that Illumination was working on it, they're like, oh yeah. So that'll be a fine movie. It'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to blow your dick off. It's not going to be embarrassingly bad. They will make a fine kids film, and that's what it looks like. Okay, before we wrap up, I will do a quick plug-a-rooney here on the content coming up for the rest of October, because obviously, as you can tell right now, we're back. We're streaming on Wednesdays and Thursdays, just like we used to. 8 p.m. Irish time. You can find a handful of other time zones in my pinned tweet. I was debating how many I would put in my schedule, but I've got the European, the UK, and the Australian. Apologies, everyone else. You'll have to figure it out on your own. But yes, 8 p.m. Irish and UK time, Wednesdays and Thursdays. We're back to our regularly scheduled programming, everyone, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy. So I will be back next week. We're going to do Wednesday. We're going to do Last of Us PS5. That's just going to be one stream. Obviously, I'm not going to finish that game for the 17th time and do it on stream. Thursday, okay, next week, we will be doing more PS2 emulation on Series S. And this is going to be on the standalone emulator, which is a beast. And it's super impressive, and I am loving the results with it. So we're going to do a full look at a handful of games. On that subject, by the way, either leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube, or send me a tweet at the Barrylet, or whatever way you want to do it. If you have a request for the PS2 emulation stream next week, get it to me as soon as you can, and I will try my best to add it to the schedule. I have a huge collection ready to go on the Xbox, but if you have a special request, I will try and work it in. And then for the remainder of October, for the month that's in it, folks, we're playing some spooky games. Because you gotta. I was debating it. I was saying, will I start something new? Will I do this? Will I do that? I was figuring out what to do. But there's nothing else you can do, because it's a month of October, and you gotta do it. You gotta do it. So I'll be playing some spooky games. You can check out my I'll tweet the schedule after this stream goes down. As always, I always make sure to mention this on stream and on any videos. My pinned tweet will always be my most recent schedule update, so you can check it after you watch this video, and it'll have my schedule. Also, for those of you who are watching live, you can just click over to my schedule now, and I've already written what the games are, so you can go see what the games are. Some good ones. There's one particular scary game that I've put off playing because it seems like the type of thing that I would be legitimately... I would find legitimately quite tough to get through, because it seems incredibly spooky. But I'll be playing it in 2 weeks. Yeah, so look forward to that. So that schedule is up now on Twitch. It'll be up shortly on Twitter. And yeah, so I will see you all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. And in the wise words of Chris Pratt, it's a me. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't have any further bits on Chris Pratt, because I was kind of hoping it would be a really bad Italian accent, and it would have been way funnier, and there would have been way more bits to do out of it. But no such luck. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you had fun, and I will talk to you all next Wednesday.